How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the United States preparing to pull out 2,000 troops from Syria. And I say, finally, it's about time. This is one of the main reasons why I voted Trump in the first place. I don't want to be involved with all these foreign wars, all this foreign intervention. Let's focus on our country, our borders, and our safety rather than foreign countries, their borders, and their safety. To me, it kind of just makes perfect sense. Now, like I said, you got about 2,000 troops from the U.S. over in Syria right now, spread out in a large swath of area. And the whole purpose of us being there is to contain and defeat ISIS. According to what I've been reading so far in the news from the president, etc., ISIS has been defeated, so we don't need to be there anymore. Yes, there are still little pockets of fighters. I think they still control one city, but I'm not sure if that's true or how big the city is or what city it is. But their influence is much less than it was when we first came there. A few things to note. Number one, you have other countries that are in Syria right now, the most notable of which are Russia and China. The media will only say Russia, but China's also there. I think maybe parts of Western Europe are there, all to control or to contain the terrorism that could come about from ISIS in Syria. Bashar al-Assad is still there. I'm glad we didn't do any regime change like what happened in Libya with Gaddafi, but that's a whole different story, and I'll digress. I'm just glad that we are in this position. Now, some people are saying, what about Saudi? What about Israel? I'm like, whatever they got going on, that's their business, not my business. I can't do anything for them. As far as the arms deals are concerned, I understand people are criticizing that because it's like, okay, you want to pull out of a particular region, but you don't mind supplying weapons to Saudi Arabia for their war in Yemen. I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, I look at it like this. If we don't supply weapons to our ally, I say that in quotation marks, but it's the reality, to our ally, Saudi Arabia, where they're going to get them from, because they're going to get the weapons regardless. They're going to get them from China and or Russia. If we cede that to the other nations, then we start to lose influence in that particular region of the world. A big reason why some are proponents of leaving us in Syria in, I don't know, a conflict role or a war role, I'm not really sure, is because they don't want us to lose influence in the region. We can still have influence without risking lives. To me, it just makes sense from a logical point of view. It may not be perfect, but it does make logical sense. So either way it goes, I'm glad this is happening. Let's bring home more troops. We're in other countries in the world. I think we're still in Afghanistan. Let's bring home more troops and make this whole thing come full circle. So that's pretty much all I got. Really short video. I just want to give you that heads up, that news clip right quick. But what do you think? Do you think that this is a bad idea? Is it going to create a vacuum? Should we have deposed Bashar al-Assad? Should we be involved in regime change? What do you feel about Saudi Arabia and our ties to them? Should we have pressed them about the whole Khashoggi thing? Should we be selling them weapons that they use on other peoples in Yemen and whatnot? How do you feel about the United States foreign policy in general? What do you feel about us being involved with foreign intervention when it does not really help us? Okay, like you got a country over there in some part of, random Sandistan, and we send our troops over there to get injured, to die, or whatever the case may be. The question has to be, why? Is it to defend our freedom, or is it to defend some global interest? Who knows? But whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.